Will be open. You're talking about the hangar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you speak, can you ask them maybe to come to the awning? That way they're not trying to go through, there's like no area for them to get through. Can you tell them?
We're going to try to work that out. I've been coming in and out of here between 30 and 35 years. The last 25 as the president of the Navy Lakehurst Historical Society. It holds a lot of memories because when I was a youngster growing up, and we used to come in here, and I was able to see them working on the airships, and once in a while sneak a ride on an airship that had just undergone renovation and repair when they did a test flight. So it has a lot of fond memories.
Every time I walk in here to Hangar 1, I'm amazed. I just kind of look up and do one of those oh my God things, and I actually work here. And you can't tell somebody the size of Hangar 1. They can't actually get the look and feel until you hear.
A colossus of engineering for its time. And it's been up here for 100 years and still standing. You don't see many buildings, open air buildings like this around anymore. You don't need hangars this large.
Welcome to the centennial commemoration of a century of service to our nation here at Lakehurst. And we're here to reflect on 100 years and our nation's most unique military installation.
As we marvel at all that has occurred here, let us also remember the lighter than air pioneers who strove to bring us all the new ways to travel across the oceans. Let us remember the 36 passengers, crew, and ground crew that perished during the Hindenburg disaster on this very spot.
It's starting to rain again. The rain had slacked up a little bit.
Did you see it?
I was here.
When it blew up?
Yeah, I was here.
Talk about how it was and what happened.
My job with 5 other sailors was to help put this little flight car underneath the tail and secure it. And we were about 400 or 500 feet away from the nose. As we were running towards the ship, we saw one man come out of the nose and jump out, and he was up 300 or 400 feet, and the fire was right behind him. And then when the nose hit the ground, we saw another man, part of the crew, come out. He was burned from the top of his head to his heels. All he had on was his shoes. The passengers on the Hindenburg were almost on the bottom third of the ship. We got to one of the compartments, and here was an old couple still sitting in there on the bunk in their room. We told them it was time to get out, and we helped them to get out. I mean, the fire was already out. That's right. You got all the ambulances got here, fire department, but the fire was already out. And the ambulances brought people to Paul Kimball in Lakewood and some to Point Pleasant. Quite a sight.
That's why expanding the tours is important, because when they walk in here, they do the, oh my God, this place is big. Down the other end, we've got the control car from the movie The Hindenburg, which George C. Scott was in.
But they gave it to the Historical Society, and many of our members have contributed to its accuracy to an even greater degree than it was. This is the front You see the two steering wheels for going left and right and up and down. The actor Charles Durning portrayed the captain, and if you watch that movie, you will see him in this very object here.
Good piece of history, and people now get to see it, get to look at how things looked back on the Hindenburg, because people know about the crash, but they don't know the details. This helps them understand what the details are. You can see how things were, how technology has changed through the years. These are replicas of what the phone system looked like back then. One of our guys created it.
But Hangar 1 is also part of the story. Today we also honor the 100th anniversary of Joint Base Lakehurst, which considers to be the center of innovation for the United States Navy.
This hangar was finished in 1921. I think it cost only about $3 or $4 million at that time. I'm not sure, just the price, but it wasn't much more than that. And it's 806 feet long. It's 254 feet wide and about 180 feet high. This hangar here was made spark-proof. In case of hydrogen, no spark could occur in here. The Hindenburg one was originally supposed to have been 812 feet long. When they found out that the hangar was only 806 feet, they cut 8 feet off of it so it would fit in this hangar. That's right, they did that. This hangar here was designed for two rigid airships, the Shenandoah and the R-38 that the British was building for the United States was supposed to be housed here.
Feel the heat there, Jimmy?
I need the wind, man.
Yeah.
That thing's great.
You know it's gonna rain though.
Yeah.
It's this humid.
You come into this hangar and don't sweat. You're not doing any work. This airplane was going to be scrapped. And we like to take things and just make it not scrap it. We want to make it something somebody can appreciate. And we appreciate it.
It gives people, generations from now, a chance to see what this is all about.
There isn't many F-8 Crusaders left in the world today in one piece. This being a very early model, stands to reason we should preserve it as long as the sheet metal will last.
Hey, good morning.
Hello. How are you? So much history in here. It's really cool. I feel like history is the most important thing. If there's no one there to care about it, then it's almost like it never happened. Are you doing the red under there?
I'm doing good.
I told you I'd be down.
And you know why you get that? I'm eating too much damn pasta.
That's right.
I had pasta for lunch, actually. I'm pretty excited about it. It's with pesto. I got like tomatoes and mozzarella and like
There you go.
olive oil and basil.
Nice.
Salad.
You're eating right.
I'm an air traffic controller in the Navy. I think I got involved when I took my first tour in March of 2019 in the museum. I met Roger, and Roger told me about all the airplanes that they restore, and I think I fell in love with that.
I was a crew chief on F4A.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Navy. And there's the F4 when it was
Right.
coming out. Getting parked, 14 out of test. And that's the one we did the tails twice. And there's me. Be safe driving, all right?
I will.
Come on, we want you back here.
Oh, I want to be back.
No, I mean,
I don't want to
hungry
leave.
again.
I'm hungry. I gotta go eat. Making me hungry.
Do the restorations. It's really gratifying personally and as a group to see like the FA Crusader out there, what it looked like when it came in here. It had one landing gear in the scrap pile, and we took it out of there, and now that aircraft's going to be a prime display item in our hangar here and everything. And it takes a team effort to do it. One person can't do it or take credit for it alone because we all have to work together. We agree on a way to do something, and it gets done.
And we take a lot of pride in making it as exact as we can. This is one decal. It's called the Stars and Bars. To make it the exact size, height, width, and the blue and white and the red are the appropriate thickness, we make a detailed drawing like this, and I take that over to the digital graphics people that work with me, and this is what the actual decal looks like.
Tail runner, which is up high, and right now we don't have the equipment to reach up that high, so it's a matter of climbing ladders, plus the fact that the tail rudder too control surfaces, which is actually the moving parts that the plane maneuvers with, they get painted white. You don't want to overlap too much of the gray with the white, because the white doesn't cover gray as easy as gray covers white.
You're a very smart man.
Just handy. Growing up as a kid, my parents couldn't afford to buy me a bicycle until I was much older. Me and my friend across the street, we go out there on cleanup week and take bicycles out of the garbage, rebuild them, and sell them. But we used to get in trouble.
Don't get too close, you'll get wet. Everything rains down on it, and every year it needs to be scrubbed and polished, and we try to keep it in the same condition it was when it flew in the active Air Force. All my doctors ask me if I go to a gym or have a run or anything like that, and I said no, but I'm fairly active.
Frank Parise and Phil Schreiber, Sons of New Jersey, are here today. They shipped off to the sounds of the guns to protect freedom, defend the homeland, and then returned to make their home here in the Garden State. We welcome you aboard again, and we salute your service. And we hope that our service, the men and women here, honors the sacrifice of your shipmates. This event would not be possible without the tireless energy of the volunteers. Carl went through a list of names and folks, but quite honestly, this really was, we started this notion about a year ago, but it became something that happened in about a blink of an eye. Inside of a month, we said, hey, we're coming out of COVID. It's just safe enough for us to be able to get folks back together, and we wanted to do it because we knew we needed it. We needed to recognize the history and heritage of what this portion of our nation's defense has done for the past century. But we also knew that we needed to come together as a community again, to reconnect, to see smiling faces, to embrace the sunshine and the fresh air, and to form those bonds that will help propel us into the future. First and foremost, thank you so much for the volunteers. Thank you for the overtime. I think you will see, based on the community and the response, it was time well spent, so thank you very much. And please, for those that are here, before you leave, please check it out. This team works all on volunteers, all on donations, and this is a shameless plug because I love these guys and gals and what they do. They have immense pride. Their collection is remarkable.
The seaman is being given last rites by the chaplain. Turns out that specific seaman did not die. He died later when he was 90. Wow. But that picture became, isn't that cool?
Something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Vietnam was my era, so that's the one I talk about the most. And because we had a huge POW gathering here at one time, and we had set up the whole room for them. And the stories we got out of them were amazing. I mean, Peter was with them more at dinners, and you know, I was, but they were incredible.
A couple of stories. We had pictures that somehow came from Vietnam of some of the POWs, and we had names underneath them of who they were.
Yeah.
So I'm conducting a tour with one of the POWs, and he points to one of the pictures. He says, "You've got the wrong name on that." I go, to the best of our knowledge, that's who it was.
Right.
So I go, "Do you know who it was?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's me. You know, hair coming up on you, hair back of your neck, you know." Obviously, we changed the name quickly, but I mean, you know, unbelievable. And that's happened here twice.
Okay, and then this is a Marine uniform from World War II, you know, the Pacific side. What we're showing is these are two Japanese rifles called Arisaka rifles.
Okay.
Normally, they would have a bayonet on the end, and you've seen some of the bayonets on the other rifles.
Mhm.
But we took them off so we could show you the saber also.
Believe it or not, I'm not trying to be funny, but that's what you learn in the military, probably more so than anything else.
Make do with what you have.
That's it. You're working with limited materials,
Right.
limited supplies, and everything else. So you take a look at it and say, I still got to accomplish the mission. I still have to do what I have to do. So how am I going to make this pile of crap work so I can get the mission done?
Yeah.
It's got more time getting painted than it does in the air.
Yeah.
You got to take a minute. You got to walk through. You just got to walk through the doors. This is the grand dame of naval aviation. Hangar 1. She's tired. She's weathered. But she stands tall. She stands proudly. I've seen her in the snow. I've seen her in the rain and driving winds. But they also take care of the Cathedral of the Air. It's a special place, and the Historic Society, you know, is the de facto carekeepers of that facility. And so we thank you very much for what you do to keep it going.
Over 40 people here today from the American Legion. We couldn't have knocked on nearly enough accomplished without their support, so we are truly blessed and grateful to have them here today, and I'm sure we're going to be working with them more in the near future, and we're very excited about that, and this is probably the best turnout we had since the pandemic, so we are very grateful to have had their support today. They were wonderful.
You know, I reached out for my American Legion members, and as you saw, not only did we have American Legion here from 5 different posts in the county. We had folks from the ROTC unit at High School North who came out in force and took care of the inside. We had some folks from the Military Support Alliance. So, you know, this was a group effort. You know, put it out, let people know what we were doing. They had been here before. They understood the significance of the cathedral. And we were all concerned about its future and its ongoing mission here. You know, for people to really appreciate what it was, you know, we came over and cleaned it up. So when people come over now, when you do a tour today, you know, they're not walking through a weed patch.
What I feel about this cathedral is that it's beautiful as the landscape, and as soon as you drive past it, it's something that's eye-catching. It's something that looks like a castle. I had the opportunity to actually volunteer here previously and clean inside, and I'm so amazed, and it's so beautiful, and it's something that I feel that is very important to the community and important to NSA Lakehurst.
It's going to be a mess on the other side.
Because some planes,
It should line up with that same to the end of it, so this is there. And look at the center.
everybody who's looking to volunteer with the Historical Society should do it. Whatever it is, whatever you're comfortable doing, if it's you're more involved with the history aspect of it, if you like working with your hands, there's really something for everybody. I think it's really important that we get involved.